And because fresh water, as I found out, is lighter than seawater. So basically, you can put a huge water train of 50 of these things, 100 football fields long, tow it across the ocean with our fresh water. And as one of our guests says, they're going to take our champagne water, water that's been in the ground for millions of years, which is this fresh, life-giving water. They're going to take that anytime they want, and we let them do it. The government lets them do it. Put it in these giant water trains, 100 football fields long, and ship it to America's enemies, if that's what they feel like doing.
For $100 a year.
Yes. I just want to say one thing. The new title of the show is The Worldwide Water Conspiracy. I know that's a little unwieldy, but that is the new title, The Worldwide Water Conspiracy. Why? Because it's bigger than the Great Lakes. It's worldwide.
I'm glad they changed that. Okay.
Yeah. So and now, Alex, you gave us the turn. One turn, and then I'm gonna go through this really quickly.
No, you got plenty of time. You've got the floor. Break down what they're putting in the water.
Okay, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to give you and your listeners something. I'll bet, Alex, you may not even know all this, and this, the thing I'm going to say in a second, is going to blow people's minds. And again, I'm not saying that with a hype. I'm not saying that as some conspiracy kook. I'm saying this as a normal guy who got into this being a TV producer. Okay, lithium is being advocated by our government, by Big Brother, to be put in the water in all municipal water supplies and bottled water. Now, why do they want lithium? Two reasons. One, because lithium is used to treat bipolar mental disorders, and what it does is it makes you calm, it makes you docile. So again, more lithium in the water, their argument is suicide rates go down, but the real argument, as far as I'm concerned, is Big Brother wants a docile population. Okay, now I'm going to get to a part, and I'm going to preface this really quickly so your listeners understand this. True TV has this immense amount of courage to put this show on. Jesse Ventura has a huge amount of courage to put this show on. And I told you 2 weeks ago, there are people out there, there are forces out there, and I can't really say who they are because, I have my own issues to protect. They do not want this show on the air. They want this show killed. The only way we keep this show alive is by people who want free information and people who are willing to expand their minds to watch the show. Now, all that being said, I'm going to tell you something that is not on the show. I can't tell you the reason it's not on the show because, again, I have to protect my insiders. But this is going to blow your people's minds. And it's going to blow your mind, too, Alex. You may already know about this. You're talking about the New World Order. Everyone talks about the New World Order and the elites. It's right here in black and white, right on the Internet. There's a thing called the St. Lazare Foundation. It's based in Europe. It's run by the Duc d'Anjou. This is, it's called a military order. It started in the Second Crusades. They do lots of humanitarian stuff. They have meetings. It's really the royals of Europe, of a lot of the countries of Europe. It's international royalty, and it's a lot of sort of business royalty all over the world, or at least in the Western world, in Europe and the United States. Now I'm going to read you from their website, which anybody can go on the net. If you just Google Order of St. Lazarus, water, you will see this. I'm going to read it. St. Lazare Investment Arm will be the largest owner of aquatic property and thus will face the prerogatives of future international ecological policies from the point of view of an investor in the carbon finance marketplace. But wait, I'm not done. Now, again, I'm reading. These are quotes. Anybody can go and find this. Water will soon become an instrument of power and influence. I'm going to go on. The St. Lazare Foundation aims to become an essential global player specializing in water.
Wow.
Now, I'm not making this up. Anybody can go, again, I'm going to say it again, Order of St. Lazarus, water.
Now, that's like Order of the Garter. That's the royal families, and I didn't know this specifically, but I knew that they were involved in the carbon takeover,
sure,
and that their name had come up in association with what Lord Blackheath came out with in Parliament, that there's a secret, or in the House of Lords, a secret Foundation X setting up world government.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is part of it. This is all part of it. The World Society, they say it right here, is one of the world's most exclusive society. Again, I'm reading from the website. It comprises those men and women around the world who are part of the economic, financial, social, or cultural elite. It's right here. And then they say, They want to become the essential global player specializing in water. So this is not in the show. I'm giving this to you and to your listeners because you've been such a supporter of the show. This is the one that freaked me out. I mean, I couldn't sleep at night after reading this because they're not even hiding. The New World Order, the elites, are not even hiding. It's right there on the website. I'm not making this up. Anybody can go see it. Now, it's not in the show, and I can't tell you the reasons it's not in the show because, again, I have to protect my insiders, even though this is right out in public and they say it, but I had an inside source, and I have to protect that source, obviously, and, you know, none of us want to get killed. But I just urge everybody to open their minds, go on the Internet, and read this stuff for themselves. Well, here's something even scarier. A lot of depleted uranium weapons, as your listeners know, were used in both Middle East wars, in both Iraq wars.
Yes.
That depleted uranium gets picked up by the wind, gets picked up, it goes into the clouds, goes into the air currents, and gets dropped everywhere. So the fact is this stuff is basically falling on us if you follow the air currents all around the world. And again, what this uranium does, even trace tiny amounts what it does. And our show has this woman, Lorraine Murray, who is a radiation researcher for public health and was kicked out of the Lawrence Livermore lab because she blew the whistle. And what this stuff does is this is feminizing our population. Male fertility, male birth rates, male characteristics are down all throughout the world. Terrifying.
And they're doing it, and will people listening to this go research that it's in the Texas newspapers, that there's all this uranium and other radioactive isotopes at levels that it shouldn't be? They're adding it to the water. I've covered it with Dr. Conant here on the air. This is the reality, and it is so important that when they try to say, hey, we're just putting fluoride in the water, it's good for you, even though they know it causes cancer and all the rest of it, and accelerates the effect of other toxins and poisons as an adjuvant. The key is they cannot sell people that mercury and lead and uranium is good, and that is being added along with the fluoride. It's all called fluoride, but it's just the toxic waste derivatives, and they allow it because it's overall to reduce fertility, as the book written 25 years ago by the White House science czar, John P. Holdren, wrote. Just amazing. Michael Braverman, God bless you. We appreciate your time here with us today, and we'll talk to you again in the very near future. Amazing information. Again, tomorrow night.